magic. It's not a game, it's not a game. Banging on your chest when I come through the pain. Never been about the money or the fame. But when it bring both, so here we go again. Wins on the road, yeah, I got those. Couple records that I hold, yeah, I got those. It's the playoffs, the team just got home. We ain't going outside when it matter most. Lights came, prime time action. Run it up, touchdown, I'm snapping. In the field with the plays, John Madden. It's so many, give it Sunday.
It's been a wet and dreary day by the shores of Lake Erie, but we have football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Tonight, we reach the unofficial midway point of the season with a good Monday night battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Ready. Hey, more steal. On the ball. Ready.
Here's the leading rusher amongst rookies last season, Najee Harris. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
Well, this defense for the Browns, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris, and they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yard is?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And some room to roam now. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. That good for 19 and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Haskins now on 1st and 10. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick of the 2018 draft. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On the jet sweep, here comes more. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
That's a wide out. When you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Now Mond. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
Now the second-year man from Louisiana, here's Elijah Mitchell. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Come on,
3
come on.
yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
50 Bobcats, 50 Bobcats. Come back in, come back in.
They go play action with Hurts. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Hey, smash circle.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. Well, pretty woeful there, just 23 yards on the punt. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
1st down, and they go back to Harris. Always got some breathing room. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 75 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the 41, Mon. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. A heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Here's Mon. And that is incomplete.
I came into this game eager to see how they would hold up in man coverage. And on that play, they held up quite well.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. from the left hash. This from 53 yards out. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The Browns drive about to get started. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Evans gets it again on second down. And he's got some space here. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. We're scoreless after one. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. In motion, Hill. They'll run on 1st down with Evans. Taken down on the play by Aiden Hutchinson. What a matchup we have here in the AFC North on this All Hallows Eve, otherwise known, of course, as Halloween. Kids probably shuffling home right now from trick-or-treating, all hopped up on sugar and ready to drive their parents crazy as these two old rivals get together here on this final day of October in a game that's been highly anticipated. 5 yards on 1st down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Throwing is Hurts. Open man is Ayuk, complete. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Nick Bosa using that speed to get in there and break that play up.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Check smash!
On 2nd and 12, Hurts. Over the middle, complete. That's Hill. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
Check smash!
They'll try and run for this with Evans. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's what you call stringing the play out. I know he was looking for a spot to get upfield, but they gave him nowhere to cut, nowhere to find a place to make it into the secondary, and they forced him out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Bengals drive about to get going. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
93 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Ready, set.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They hand off to their big tight end. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
2 straight 4-yard runs, and it is steadily working the ball downfield. To me, they're staying right on schedule. First down, you want 4 yards or more to set up the rest of the drive. They're getting exactly that.
Bond going to throw it. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Here we go, set.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
4 yards the pickup, first down. The Browns come into this one still undefeated despite the 1 tie. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
In motion, Hill. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And this one complete to Smith. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On second down, here's Nwangu. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Don't blink or you'll miss Nwangu, one of the fastest backs in the entire NFL. He put that on display not as a runner in his rookie season, but as one of the league's best kick returners. A lot of people felt he should have made the Pro Bowl as a rookie.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Slot man moves right. From just shy of midfield, Hurts. Pass incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Bond looks to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And they approach this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. That's complete out right to the tight end, Trimble. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2. 44 yards.
They'll throw now on the final play. Going up top. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on Halloween. And trust me, kids, if you had to look at Charles Davis every game, you'd think every day was Halloween. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. He's going to fire one. Corner of the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Kendrick Bourne, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead here this third quarter. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Bengals drive about to get going. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Mon now off of play action. Steps away. That caught by Trimble. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
Good job there getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
On the tackle, it was the West Virginia man, Kaiser White.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Mon. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 2nd and 7, Hurts. And going deep for Hill. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
They'll try the right side with Harris. Room here to run. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 116 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick. He's been decisive. And he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house. So they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And the Browns are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. The slot man in motion right. On 2nd and 7. Hurts. Flushed out right. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down.
A truly all-around great effort against the pass today. First an interception. Now getting to the quarterback for the first time in this contest. I think offensively, they just forgot to prepare for him or simply overlooked him in getting ready for this one. Either way, a big mistake, and he's making them pay for it.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. And Hurts is intercepted, his third of the game. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Second half, close game, and we're certainly seeing some exciting plays, but it's really been the defenses. That's now back-to-back drives that have ended with interceptions.
Yeah, guys, on the other side of the ball, as we like to say, the defenders, they've been the difference makers for their teams. And when they're taking their game up to this kind of a level, I want to see what happens with these offenses. Can they match them as this game goes on? Or will the defenders continue to have full control of this one?
Again, it's Harris on second down. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They run again with Harris.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Now a give, running left is Harris. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 139 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Ready.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Getting to the ball behind the line was Xavier Howard.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
A bit of extra pressure now for this one on Joey Sly. And this a 39-yard attempt. Sly able to put this one through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Brings
up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
Grab 50, grab 50.
On 2nd and 9, Hurts. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The defense did their job. Fourth quarter, big stand.
No doubt about it, because the offense has been yelling at them from the sideline. Just do us a favor. Get us the ball back. Give us one more chance to take it downfield. The defense just did them a solid, it appears.
And when they get the ball back, they can kind of play free tie game. They're not behind. And nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here we go.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. Steps away, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Kaiser White, the former safety, gets the sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Right.
3rd down from the gun, it's Mond. This one complete to Scott Miller. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
On the set. Strike. Check. Strike.
On the give, this is Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 29-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Down. Check right.
They hand this off to Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
38.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Running for it, Haskins. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 1:15 left to go in the 2nd half. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got enough on it to put it through. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Connecting with Hill. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Well, that's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Back to throw. That one complete down the field to Smith. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 23 yards on the play.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Back to throw. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. This entire defensive unit, Charles, they've really put in a good shift tonight, so to speak.
I like how you phrased that. This has been a good shift. They punched the clock the entire evening. They ought to have shirts that have their names on them in the front to let them know these are blue-collar workers who are getting it done.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. He'll look to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. He's back to throw, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Bengals have just about sewn up this football game. Just when you thought this game might be turned on its ear, a late interception pretty much going to seal the deal.
Yeah, boy, talk about having your backs to the wall. This defense, they looked like they were in danger of surrendering this lead, but they knew they needed that one play, and they got it right there, partner.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Cincinnati, they snap out of their doldrums.